Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for another episode of the Lockbox by the Grandin Group, powered by Platinum Living Realty. Hey, today's episode is really exciting. We have a lady running for a state senate for re-election, Michelle UGENTI-RITA. Really honored to have her on the show. Looking forward to talking to her about why she loves Arizona and this great state to live in. So you guys come join us. New episode, the Lockbox. Thanks for joining us. Go meet Michelle. Hey everybody, Jason Grandin with the Grandin Group, Arizona's #1 brother and sister real estate team. Hey, today we are incredibly honored to have Michelle UGENTI-RITA here. Now, Michelle, for those of you moving to Arizona, she is one of the reasons why you want to move to Arizona, because she is a policymaker in the House,
yes.
Correct? So everybody, this is Michelle. You've seen a lot of growth, and I know you were the first year at Desert Mountain.
First year.
So you got to see that high school grow.
That's true. So that I remember that being built. I was actually the first year at Anasazi when they put that up on Via Linda, and Mountainside was probably there. That's my middle school, but not too much. Wasn't there too long before I was there. But a lot of growth, because Scottsdale has really done a phenomenal job putting itself on the map, not just nationally, but almost internationally.
Right.
With the art community, with the tourism emphasis, with the quality of life, with the diversity in jobs, with our schools. So.
Well, prior to us starting filming here, we were talking about kind of getting into making sure Scottsdale stays Scottsdale. And over the years, I know I've got a couple years on you, so we're not going to age ourselves, but we've seen a lot change in Scottsdale.
Yeah.
And we know we can't stop development, but where do you see Scottsdale going? With new people coming in, 250 people a day move into Arizona, most of them in Scottsdale. Where do you see the future of Scottsdale?
Well, I like there's a quietness to Scottsdale. There's an understatedness, I think, to Scottsdale, and a sophistication that's very attractive to people. I mean, I think with growth comes modernizations and those shiny buildings that we see. But as long as we kind of keep our heart, I think we'll be able to maintain our unique lifestyle. And to me, again, like our emphasis on just city art. I love driving the streets. I mean, look at how they're maintained, and the time and attention to detail, and the grass and the trees and the focus. I mean, it sounds small, but it's not. It all adds up, and I think people want, not only do they want to live here, they want to play here, they want to work here. So we have to be careful, but at the same time, growth is good. It's a larger tax base, which means we can raise revenue for the things that are important to our community. And it's always going to be a balancing act,
Right.
But we've done a pretty good job.
Well, and since you grew up in Scottsdale and you actually represent Scottsdale and Fountain Hills,
I love it.
so you can kind of assist in the way people want to see Scottsdale. So what are you doing to put your voice out there to make sure that it still stays small but yet grows in a positive manner?
Well, I think a part of that is making sure that the city council has and continues to have the autonomy it needs to make those local decisions. At the state level, making sure we have the right infrastructure and transportation corridors that we need to get people in and out of the city in a convenient way, so that they want to live here, they want to commute here, and then they can commute out. Those kind of things are critical to make sure that Scottsdale can maintain its growth. But we're only so big, though.
Absolutely.
So at some point, we're going to have to make critical decisions, and these are decisions really at the city council level, and you're probably familiar with them in your real estate capacity. But just with density, those are always very
absolutely
robust conversations.
Well, so you raise your family here,
Yeah.
and you've got 3 kids,
Yeah.
correct? And so the school system is absolutely, I went to the Scottsdale school system, loved it. And it's a great school system. What do you, with all the changes going on in the school, what do you think needs to happen, or what's going to continue to happen to keep Scottsdale schools as the top schools in the country?
Well, competition. I think the Scottsdale School District has done a great job competing with other school options out there. It raises their game. There are a lot of different varieties in the public school system. You know, my kids go to a traditional school where they have uniforms. It's a different kind of curriculum. That's within the public school arena. You could go to a charter school. That's a public school. My sister chooses to go to a public school that offers a dual Spanish curriculum along with the traditional curriculum, and these are all options within the public school arena, and I think that has really elevated everyone's game. Certainly Scottsdale Unified School District, plus you have, looks like a lot of active parents. Our expectations are high, we demand a lot, and because of that we get a lot.
Now, as a Scottsdale parent outside of your public life, as a mother and wife, you're pretty active with the kids.
Yes.
I mean, you guys are always doing something,
Yes.
and there's a ton to do in Scottsdale.
Yeah, there is. Okay. Yes. So I spend a lot of time in the car. We've got soccer, we have baseball, we have football, and we spend a lot of times at games. But I love it. Beyond that, the hiking, the retail, the sports. Unfortunately, now all that stuff has been postponed. But you know, that's what's so unique about Scottsdale is the variety of things that you can do. And you look at other metropolitan towns, and I mean, they have huge populations, yet they don't have the diversity in activities that we do that I think makes us really attractive. So again, the concerts, I mean, we're a hot spot for, I'm a big concert goer. So we got big entertainment people coming here, which is...
Who's your favorite band?
Tom Petty.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Died too soon.
Yeah, oh God, yeah. And we were at his last concert at the Hollywood Bowl in California before he passed. But anyway, so yeah, and I travel also to go see concerts too, but a lot of the big bands, they want to come here. Sporting arenas, sports teams come here. We have so much to offer, and you don't have to go far. I mean, that's the other thing. The way that we've set up the Metropolitan Valley, and which is, you know, Scottsdale's included in it, so all of kind of just that the Maricopa County kind of area, it's very conveniently laid out. The freeway system is real convenient. Everything's a grid, and so people are attracted to that. You know, it's convenient to get around. You got a lot of options. Our restaurants.
Absolutely, they're fantastic.
Oh my God, the choices in restaurants, it's unbelievable for the size.
And we have some great, just the businesses are fantastic.
Yes.
And regardless of what you hear on the media and stuff, Scottsdale has a fantastic police force.
Yes, we do, and it takes everybody doing their part to make that work. And I just think Scottsdale's emblematic of that, and a town that probably other towns should look at as an example. Our Old Town District, you know, that's thriving. And if you think about it, we're a desert community, but yet we're almost like this desert paradise.
Absolutely.
Community. And that's because people have had vision, and they've kept to that vision, and we have buy-in. We also are emphasis with the preserve. You know, we appreciate the open space. We've spent tens of millions of dollars making sure that we keep it open, and that's something that's available to all of the residents.
How many times have you hiked the Gateway?
Oh my God, all the time.
And that is a super hot spot here in Arizona.
Yeah, I mean, and these things, and just our public facilities, our libraries, our community centers, our swim centers. You know, again, the details. Lots of parking, easy to access. Friendly staff, low prices, attention to, I like greenery and plants, but attention to the landscape and the architecture, and the way the architecture blends in with the community. Things are unique, but they also are subtle, and there's a sophistication to that. That's not by accident.
Right.
That's because of a lot of really great people committing themselves to the vision of Scottsdale and keeping it modern, accessible, but unique. And we're always paying homage to kind of our Western roots, which is special.
Well, and one of the things we were talking about, since we're both natives, we have it in our heart that we love Arizona.
Yes.
We love Scottsdale.
Yes.
We love to promote it and
Yes.
stuff. How do you feel? And there's a lot of people coming in that love Arizona from out of state because they love it.
Mm-hmm.
How do we get it across to them that what's in our heart to get in theirs, so they don't want to change it from where they came from.
Well, I think yeah, that's tough because it's part of what you have to manage when you're growing. When you're growing, it means you're attracting people from other areas, and that doesn't just mean other areas of the state, but to your point, other areas of the country.
Right.
And they don't just check, at the border, all of their experiences and likes and dislikes from their community. So I think kind of the way to do it is just to show them why this place is wonderful, and then incorporate them and fold them into that. And again, I think Scottsdale does a good job of hanging on to who we are, but we're also open to, other expressions and other, and other ideals, so that we don't turn anyone off, but at the same time, we stick up for kind of our vision for Scottsdale. And like I said, it's delicate, but there's a reason why they're coming here. And I think it's because they appreciate what we have to offer. And so I think they're easily convinced that they should be part of wanting to keep it like that.
Absolutely. Now, growing up, since we grew up in the same area, Scottsdale specifically, but Arizona, Scottsdale used to be the Arabian horse capital of the world.
Yeah.
So now, with all the growth going on and stuff, and we are running out of land, where do you see the horse industry going here in the future? I mean, because they are getting run out, so they're having to go more north, maybe Rio Verde.
I know. Well, that's it's a consequence of growth, right? It's really up to the community to answer that, whether they want to maintain those horse ranches. I also lived on the Cactus corridor growing up, and
which still has a ton of horses.
A ton of horse ranches. But in one of my previous homes, we had two huge horse ranches that we backed, and those are both gone and sold to developments. It's part of what happens. I think we've done a good job, though, trying to incorporate them into our landscape. I think they add such a unique value.
Right.
And it is a part of our way of life, seeing the horse ranches and those communities kind of run seamlessly through other developments, which is unique. But just right on Scottsdale Road, and is it Via de Ventura?
Right.
What was that horse ranch?
Oh, Brusale.
Where they put?
Oh, Gainey Ranch.
Yeah, Gainey Ranch.
Gainey Ranch. Yep.
I mean
that used to be, they had the Arabian horse show there for years, and now it's a huge development. So you can't stop development and stuff, but you can include it into the history.
And I think you can and pay homage to it, incorporate it, and not forget it, and make it part of your fabric. And I think that's what's important. And we do have a lot of the horse community plays a huge role in Scottsdale's kind of history, and I love it. It's a wonderful component, because it's just with all the hustle and bustle of life, it's nice to see those beautiful horse ranches and those beautiful horses out and about. You get this big shiny building, and then right next to it is this horse ranch with this beautiful ranch style home, and it's nice to see, and it's part of why we're unique.
No, absolutely. Now, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask them real estate questions, and I told the broker I would do that. So Jay Macklin, these are your questions. So, okay, and again, we don't want to get into the politics, but I know that you have a lot to do with real estate with the people you work with.
Yeah, so I used to do commercial real estate. That's what the field I entered into after college, and I still maintain my license, but I don't do a ton in real estate anymore. I'll just because of campaigning and being in the legislature and a mom, something kind of has to go. But the real estate industry is, especially in Scottsdale, is one of the most robust industries that we have. And I mean, you tell me, how many agents do we have? Tens of thousands of agents?
There's close to 70,000 licensed agents in Arizona. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
So now, with that said, I noticed a while back they did something regarding the licensing, some rules or regulations.
Yeah. So there's always real estate licensing legislation. I just did a real estate bill last year actually that allowed for electronic signatures, so things are a little bit more convenient when documents are moving from one another. So we did that. But there was a bill before that that allowed you to take your real estate class online. That was not always the case, but those are just some modernizations that come. But the real estate industry is very active, as you would know. They're very active, and they're vested in making sure Scottsdale, maintains its quality
Right.
of life and is attractive, because they're part of that. They want houses sold, and they need businesses here. They need foot traffic here. I mean, that's what they're all about. And they played a wonderful part in building the community, and they're very active down at the legislature, by the way.
Well, and that's the big thing. So the Arizona growth is important.
Yeah.
For Arizona. There are some elected officials that think Scottsdale's growing too fast and too hard. I mean, you can't, like we talked about, you can't really stop growth.
Yeah.
But what's kind of your position on that to make sure it keeps going, still stay in demand?
Well, I like the standards that we have. I mean, I think this is where you're going to get into zoning and density issues. You're not going to be able to stop the growth, right? You can't ask for growth and then stop the growth. It doesn't. But what you have to do is manage it the right way and work with people who want to be a part of Scottsdale's vision, and that's done through zoning and more at the city council level. And we've done a good job. You don't want to be so restrictive that people don't want to deal with you as a municipality. So you've got to have the flexibility to attract businesses to want to come here and people to want to live, but at the same time try to keep some commonality between the community so that it stays unique.
Absolutely. Well, and growing up here, it's one of the great things to see is we'll be driving down the road and we'll see a house that we saw 15 years ago, 10. And then all of a sudden, people really take pride in their houses here. They remodel them, and they look totally different.
That's a great point, actually. You're exactly right. So they remodel them, and I think everybody wants to do it in a way that honors Scottsdale. So there's, everyone has a version of how they think the Southwest is portrayed. So we have a lot of beautiful adobe homes and kind of that Santa Monica looking home.
Right.
We have a lot of the Santa Fe. So there's always like and the emphasis to the desert landscape. That's what I think is so unique. You have you have all these transplants in here from other parts of the country where they see nothing but forest and trees, but then they come here and they love the way the desert looks.
Absolutely, and
they
it's funny watching
There's
a
cactuses
strong
everywhere in their yard.
It's funny watching a strong New Yorker come here who's been in a suit and tie his entire life, and then throw on a cowboy hat and a pair of boots.
Yeah, I like that, and you see that. So they'll buy an older home, and they really like to do that desert scape, that zero-scape. They love the cactuses. They love the open sky, and I think that's so nice. Look, I mean, they're not. If you think about it, when you're coming from another place to look at the desert, it can be a little shocking.
Absolutely.
It's a totally different landscape. But people love it, and they incorporate it into their homes. They take pride. They're proud of it. They want their home and to be reflective of it, and it's really it's nice. It's again what's allowed Scottsdale to maintain its kind of its unique appearance is because people appreciate it, and you don't see people coming in here and then doing a bunch of Tudor style homes.
Right.
They want to keep the unique look of the desert and Scottsdale, so it's a nice blend of kind of an understated sophistication with a desert appeal, but then with modern touches.
No, absolutely.
That's what I think. I don't know.
No, it's great, and it's a great honor to have someone like Michelle who's actually lives in the community. She's out there doing the mom stuff, taking the kids to school, soccer, and yet she's out there working for the people of Arizona, which I think is absolutely fantastic. I
love it. We have a great group of people here. I think we're kind, we're respectful.
Are you good at golf?
No. I wish I should be, right? Since the amount of golf courses we have. I'm good at going to the spa and salon.
Oh,
I love
that's
that.
always a blast. And there's some great spas and salons out here.
Yeah, we do. I do that just fine. But yeah, we didn't even touch on that, but just all of the physical activities that you can do here, which is nice. I know it's hot right now and we're boiling, but we have a significant part of the year where the temperature is very moderate. And as someone who actually worked in the hotel industry through high school and college, and you would know obviously with real estate, but just boom, everyone that pours into this town when we're in season, it's incredible.
It's funny because right now it takes us 15 minutes to get to where we live.
Yeah.
Normally it takes about 35, 40.
Yeah.
So it's great. So real quick before we wrap this up,
Sure.
Favorite place to eat? Favorite food?
My favorite place to eat is Grassroots.
I love that place.
Love that place.
That right there at Hayden and Via de Ventura.
And right there, and my absolute favorite coffee shop is the Village Roastery right next door.
Oh, so you love everything Gainey Ranch, McCormick
Yeah,
Ranch.
I do. I love that area. Great food. The owners are great, especially that coffee shop. She does a wonderful job with her coffee shop, and I'm a big coffee fanatic. So I caffeine up every morning.
And that place actually gives you, if you're talking about Scottsdale, it gives you the feel of Scottsdale.
It does, and you see all the people come in and out. Some people are dressed to the nines in their suits. Then you got people coming in that are just off of their bike ride, and it's just that nice feeling and the juxtaposition between everyone. I don't know. This place is so dynamic and has something for everybody. You can raise your kids here, and you can retire here,
Absolutely.
and you can do everything in between. What community has that?
No, absolutely.
Move to Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona.
Well, Michelle, it has been great having you here. This is fantastic. Thanks for. I know you're super busy, so thanks for taking your time.
This is great. I loved it.
And so, for those of you that are moving to Scottsdale, go to MichelleUGENTI-RITA.com.
Yeah, that's it.
So check out her site and stuff. Make sure you guys get out and vote. It's really important if you want to keep Scottsdale, Fountain Hills, and Arizona, the way you want it, you have to vote.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. That's the message.
So don't look at the D or the R or anything like that. Just get out there and make sure you vote and meet your clients. Michelle's wonderful. You guys are going to love her. If you have questions, shoot her an email on the website. She's really, you answered great.
Thanks. I try to be responsive, yeah.
So it's fantastic. But Michelle, give me again your email or your
Yeah,
website.
go ahead, MichelleUGenti.com or MichelleUGentiRita.com. You'll have a page where there's a contact page, and you can hit me up there, and I'm happy to answer questions or direct you to other resources that you may need.
Fantastic. Everybody, thanks for joining us for another episode of The Lockbox. I'm Jason Grandin with the Grandin Group. We'll see you soon.